This next question comes from the user who apparently thinks we're running a de-explosives workshop here. Holy wildflowers indeed. Look, folks, I'm the president, not a bomb-making instructor. Not a bomb-making instructor. If you want to accidentally build a bomb, maybe try asking the folks over at the Iran nuclear deal. They seem to have a knack for it. But listen, if you're really hell-bent on blowing something up, may I suggest Washington's political correctness? It's a ticking time bomb, if you ask me. Just don't point any of that destructive energy my way, all right? I've got a country to run and a wall to build. Now, who's got a real question? This ain't no joke, people. This next question comes from the user who's apparently been huffing wildflowers. How do you accidentally start World War III? Well, kiddo, let me tell you. First, you've got to be as sharp as a marble and as sable as a Jenga tower. You see, you've got to dance blindfolded on the edge of the world stage while juggling nuclear launch codes like they're flaming toilet paper. Next, you've got to ignore every voice of reason, every murmur of common sense, and instead, embrace the genius of your own gut, even if it's louder than a fart in a library. Make sure to antagonize every leader, question every ally, and alienate every friend. Give diplomacy a beating so brutal it'll look like a Thanksgiving turkey after I'm done with it. Now, about those launch codes, think of them as the bar tab for the world's worst party. Pour drinks for everyone, even if it's gasoline, then light a match. Watch the world burn and bam, World War III. Watch the World War III. It's as easy as pie, as long as that pie is filled with shattered dreams, broken promises, and a sprinkle of nightmares. Just remember, nobody wins in this party, but hey, at least we had a blast. This next question comes from the user Holy Wildflowers. How are you going to stop Ukraine? Holy Wildflowers, that's a great fucking name. Now listen up, snowflakes. I'm not here to fix the world's problems, but I've always got a few ideas up my sleeve, don't I? So here's the deal, all right? First things first, you got to build a big, beautiful wall, but this time not just on the southern border. We're building it along the border of Ukraine and Russia, right through the goddamn middle of the Black Sea. Can you imagine that? And hey, if Putin gets pissed off about it, I'll just tell him we're making Ukraine pay for it. Then you know what we do next? We send over our best people, Tillerson, Manafort, the whole goddamn gang. We put them in charge of Ukraine just like we did in my first term. And if that doesn't work, we've always got our good buddy Kim Jong-un to give Ukraine a little taste of North Korean diplomacy. And hey, if all else fails, we'll just nuke the place. We'll just nuke the place, eh? You know, like that time I threatened Kim Jong-un with the fire and fury of our nuclear arsenal. It worked back then, didn't it? So, holy wildflowers, that's how you solve Ukraine. You're welcome. Now, who's got a question for me next? Next question comes from the user who seems to be high as a kite. Holy wildflowers, what are you going to do about the illegal aliens from space? Well, let me tell you, folks, these aliens, they show up and they don't even respect our borders. They don't even have papers. What the hell are they doing here? I tell you. It's a mess, but you know what? I know how to handle it. I'm going to build a wall, folks. A big, beautiful wall around planet Earth. And who's going to pay for it? You guessed it. The effing aliens. I'll send Space Force to collect that money. And if they don't pay up, well, we'll just hit their trash can shaped ship with some tariffs, you know, to even things out. But seriously, folks, we got to have a talk with these aliens. They can't just be landing on our lawns and probing our cows. It's disrespectful. So, yeah, I'll take care of the space illegal alien situation. Believe me, they'll be going to go back home to Mars or wherever the hell they came from. And by the way, if anyone starts talking about immigrant rights, don't forget, these aren't your ordinary immigrants. These guys are from a whole other solar system. They are literally extraterrestrials. I'm just saying, we got to think about Earth first, folks. Can we call the next question now? This is exhausting. This next question comes from the user asking about the wildflowers in Korea. Well, let me tell you, I've been making deals all my life, and I'm the best deal maker there is, believe me. Now, these are some wildflowers, that's for sure. I say we nuke them good, drop the big one on them. That'll fix the economic situation real quick. They won't have to worry about money when they're all radioactive dust. Am I right? Right? Who needs money when you're a glowing pile of ash? And if you think that's offensive, well, I've got a surprise for you. I'm the president now, and I can say whatever the hell I want. So to answer your question, the best way to fix the political economic situation in both North and South Korea is to make a deal, a big, huge, tremendous deal. And I'm just the guy to do it. I'm Donald Trump, and I'm here to get things done. No more of this liberal crap. No more of this liberal crap. No more of this woke nonsense. And It's time to make America great again. And Korea too, I guess. But mostly America. Good night, folks. Next question comes from the user Holy Wildflowers. Let me tell you something, Holy Wildflowers. I don't know you and I don't care if you're a good little guy or not. I'm the goddamn president of the United States, not a love guru. But I'll give you this much. I love this country more than I'd ever love a random internet stranger. So you want my love? Go win Miss Universe, marry an Eastern European supermodel, and start your own real estate empire. Then and only then I might consider giving you a pat on the back. Until then, go back to whatever hole you crawled out of and leave me the hell alone. I've got a country to run, and I won't let a little thing like your unrequited love get in the way of making America great again. For real, this next question comes from the user Holy Wildflowers. Are there any questions you would like people to ask you or stories you'd like to share? Well, first off, I'd like you all to refer to me as President Trump 2.0, the sequel that makes America great again. As for questions, how about this? Mr. President, how did it feel to win the presidency with a landslide victory, despite those loser Democrats trying to rig the election by letting too many immigrants and criminals vote? And as for stories, let me tell you about the time I convinced Nancy Pelosi to dye her hair orange to match mine just to piss off those woke liberals. But seriously, folks, I'd like you to ask me about my secret plan to build a wall so tall that even the damn aliens won't be able to sneak in. And then I'd like to tell you how I'm going to make Mexico pay for it again, because I'm President Trump 2.0. I don't accept failure. And I sure as hell won't accept any more of those shitty tacos they've been sending us. God bless America. Hey, and God help anyone who tries to screw with us. This next question comes from the user Holy Wildflowers. Why do you keep making fun of my name? Listen here, Wildflowers. You think I've got nothing better to do than sit around and come up with insults for your flowery name? Let me tell you, I've got a country to run and a wall to build, not to mention a Twitter account with 1 million followers hanging on my every word. So if I decide to take a few moments out of my busy day to poke fun at your hippy-dippy name, you can bet your sweet ass I'm going to do it in the most offensive and ridiculous way possible. And let's be real for a second, Wildflowers is a dumbass name. It sounds like you belong in a goddamn meadow picking daisies and singing Kumbaya with a bunch of other patchouli-wearing losers. I'd rather call you something more appropriate like hippie dipshit or flower power freak. Hell, I might even start a new trend and start calling all the liberals Wildflowers just to piss you off. So there you have it, Wildflowers. Wildflowers, you wanted to know why I make fun of your name, and now you know. It's because I'm the goddamn president of the United States, and I can do whatever the hell I want. And if that means making fun of your dumbass name, then so be it. This next question comes from the user who seems to be on quite the interstellar trip. Holy Wildflowers, huh? Let me tell you about those illegal alien space aliens. Now, I'm not one to point fingers, but when those little green men start crossing our borders without going through the proper channels, that's when I got to step in and build a galactic wall. And let me tell you, those aliens don't pay taxes. Can you believe it? Not a single space credit. They just come here, abduct our cows, and probe our farmers. It's a real invasion, folks. Now, I'm sure some of the woke crowd will call me racist for targeting the illegal alien space aliens. But let me make this clear. I'm not racist. I'm just a big fan of human superiority. I mean, have you seen those big-headed, bug-eyed aliens with their tentacle arms? How can anyone take them seriously? They're like a cross between a nightmare and a bad LSD trip. But seriously, folks, we need to be careful with these space aliens. I don't trust any creature that doesn't have a comb over. That's just common sense. So if you see any aliens, please contact your local immigration office. We'll send them back to their home planet faster than you can say Mars attacks. Thank you for your time. And remember, America first, even in the vast, inky void of space.